Today, we are going to see time of supply. So, for what purpose we are learning this chapter? Here, the word says time, right? What do you mean by time? So, in which month we have to pay our GST? That is determined by this time of supply. So, we have to determine for goods and services. There is a different criteria for goods and for services. Today, we are going to see for goods. So, for goods, liability to pay GST on the basis of time of supply. It is said by section 12, subsection 1. So, here there is two things, forward charge mechanism and reverse charge mechanism. Two simple point, FCM and RCM. So, FCM it is 12.2 and RCM it is 12 subsection 3. So, in case of FCM, actual date of invoice, due date of invoice, whichever is earlier. Actual date of invoice or due date of invoice, whichever is earlier. Here, this actual date of invoice always given in question. Always given in question. This due date of invoice, we have to determine. We have to determine. Okay. This actual date of invoice always given in question. This due date of invoice we have to determine. So, we have 2 dates, right? So, whichever is earlier. Then, for advance, there is no advance GST for FCM. Only in case of FCM I'm talking, okay? In case of FCM, there is no GST for advances. Then, coming to RCM. RCM, here we have seen two things, right? Actual date of invoice, due date of invoice, whichever is earlier in case of FCM. For RCM, there is three things. Date on which the goods are received, date on which the payment is made to supplier, 31st day from date of invoice. Here, this date on which the goods are received and the payment has been made to the supplier, that should be given in question. These two things are given in question. This 31st day from date of invoice, we have to determine. So now we have 3 dates, right? Whichever is earlier. Here, in case of RCM, their advance GST is possible. So there is a GST for advances. You have to remember one thing. We are talking about goods. So in case of goods, for FCM, advance of GST is not possible. For RCM, advance of GST is possible. Suppose if a person opts composition scheme, so the time of supply will be actual date of invoice, due date of invoice, date of payment. Here, this actual date of invoice and date of payment is given in question. This due date of invoice you have to determine. So we have now 3 dates, whichever is earlier as time of supply. Thank you.